Hello friends, you have come across another daily race run-through video. On this edition, we have Kyoto Driving Park. This is a fast track with many quick turns, risky chicanes, and provides a whole lot of action. While I have maintained my A+ ranking in my PHG account, keeping it on my regular Ledpencil account has been, well, it's been really difficult. After getting it back just last week, on Monday of this week, we lost it almost immediately. The leaderboard showed that the Lambo was dominating again. And we had some successes in the last few weeks in the other races with the Huracan, so we gave it a try and gave it a go. But getting consistent results out of this Lamborghini was proving pretty difficult. I like the Lambo a lot, and as you've seen, I've been using it recently a whole bunch. But I was having trouble with this car in this track on the fast corners. And after a few unsuccessful races here, we went for the more planted G70. This car was much more stable, and it even allowed me to race even more confidently in tough situations. And it brought us great opportunities like this one. My friends, that was 4 wide. But the G70 and perhaps some lack of skill on my own part made it so I couldn't close the deal most of the time. Later on, this right here was also indicative of the type of racing and action we were experiencing. People fighting for position, no one willing to give an inch, and that usually results in carnage. And this chicane was the section where a lot of those shenanigans were taking place. So Monday was like that. Great action, very entertaining, but medium to poor results on the grid. So I went to bed with a lack of satisfaction. Incomplete, you might say. And I decided I would make a choice that I normally don't do. I would change the car for a third time. Change of plans. We're gonna change cars. Yes. We're trying the NSX. I thought about it some today and I thought, you know, the NSX is just crazy good at the fast corners. G70 not so much. So I'm feeling a change. It's unusual. I've usually picked the car I need or want by Monday, and I stick with it. But I feel the need for a change today, so we're changing it up. Hopefully not for the worst, but yeah. After a few races of decent finishes, and one where I pushed way too hard and ended up last, we came upon a quality lap that scraped about 1/10 off of our previous PR with the Lambo. Okay, he still definitely took it faster than me. He definitely pulling away, but that felt really comfy. If I can nail these last couple corners, we might have a good lap here. I took it a little safely, but I wanted to make sure not to kill it. Let's see what it is. Oh! So close. We got 4th in the following race, and for our final race of the night, we started 3rd on the grid. Now let's take a moment to talk about the benefits of the NSX compared to the Meta Lambo. The Lamborghini's cornering and exit speed, especially in the slower corners, say 60 miles per hour and below, is basically unmatched in Group 4 cars since the last update. Nothing can touch it, which is why it is consistently the meta every week. Its cons are the difficulty to control the tail end and high-speed cornering under braking. It's not impossible, but it makes it more feasible in qualifying and much more difficult while in race when the tires are cold and other drivers just have you off of your normal racing line. The other trouble with the Lambo is how it handles the bumps. If you hit these curbs the wrong way, there is a significant trampoline effect. And this course, if you want to be fast, it requires some major cutting of certain apexes. And for me, every time I'd go over these corners and have to go over the bumps, it felt like a roll of the dice every time I would make the attempt. These type of cons for the Lamborghini, well, they will actually rear their ugly, grotesque heads in this race. Right here though, props to Gatillo, who uses the Lambo's superior handling to make this exceptionally clean move on my inside. Settling now into 4th place, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Yes, there is pressure from behind, but the control I feel in this car is really just sublime. If I have to defend on the inside or the outside, I know I can do it. And in a little while, well boy, do I ever have to mount a serious defense. All right, top 4 all within a second and a half of each other. It's good stuff. Oh, Nietko has spun out. A little too much air. This corner right here in particular, the NSX really dominates the Lambo. You can see how I catch going into the corner and the exit speed I can carry. And instead of them being able to hold the line at the speed that they're going, they end up both going wide. From here on out, it would all be about putting up a solid, clear defense. Even making a mistake at this chicane, I can still hold the outside line and set up for the inside next corner. I went way too slow through there. Way too cautious. Oh, 3 wide. This is fun. Let's give each other space. You can see how I'm able to dive into turn 1 with no drama from the rear of the car. Most of those tire squeals you're hearing, they aren't from my car. They're from the Lambo drivers around me trying desperately to keep the car pointed in the right direction. Once again, the fast left-hander, it claims another Lambo victim. Now I see nothing but clear track in front of me, but the job is not done yet. I am the target of a few racers behind me, and I must drive defensively in order to keep that first place. I am determined not to give this spot up, so I make my defensive moves very clear and make them very early so there is no doubt as to what I'm doing. If these guys are going to pass me, my mentality is that they're going to have to do it the long way around. And with how well these folks are driving, I will end up having to defend almost every corner. put that NSX on P1, victory lane. So some steady driving and controlled cornering bring us the victory along with a solid defense that we had to implement. And something we can take away from this edition of Daily Race Run Through, well, it's that the meta car, it isn't always the meta for you. It pays sometimes to branch out to another car that can get you that comfortable, repeatable, but still quick enough lap. No knock on the Lambo. It is a great car in Group 4 right now. But for me, well, the NSX was my meta this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm honestly amazed at how well these Daily Race Run Through videos are doing for a channel that's really just in its infancy. Y'all are making the production of this video series kind of a blast, and I can't wait to keep them coming for you. If you haven't been watching and you are not a subscriber, please become one. You can do that now by hitting the subscribe button so you can be notified and stay up to date on all of our future Daily Race Run Through series videos, along with the other videos, shorts, and live streams that we put out on a regular basis. Until later, friends.